they get chased by some stupid ninjas in a very, very boring chase scene. And before that, the fight scene was mediocre at best.
Yep.
Okay. You said, yep, get what?
Yep.
Alright.
The Book of Boba Fett.
Alright, so, the Book of Boba Fett.
That's what I just said.
Tell us, what you want, okay, I'll tell you, I'll give you the brief summary real quick. So Boba Fett is in a back-to-tank. He's in the Sarlacc pit for 2 minutes. He escapes. Then he goes and he's in the back of the tank. And then he leaves and then they go to the city, Mos Espa?
Mos Espa, yeah.
They go there. They get chased by some stupid ninjas in a very, very boring chase scene. And before that, the fight scene was mediocre at best. Yeah. And then the flashbacks are he's hanging out with a lot of Tusken Raiders and then he comes across a creature, kills the creature, earns their respect, and that's the end.
Yes. Have a good one, guys. No, I liked it, but it was, like you said, underwhelming.
It was underwhelming.
It was underwhelming. I expected a lot more, especially after Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Oh, which was fantastic.
But I understand they're trying to make it different. This is The Godfather in a space western, which works. I like the sort of fish out of water. Like, all right, I'm the boss now. Now what? You know, it works.
Okay. So I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was very much there's 6 other pieces.
Yes,
that all has to connect to. So that might make it work. I'm kind of getting the idea that he spent 5 years with the Tusken Raiders and was like, I no longer want to be a bounty hunter. Now I'm going to be the kingpin. Like that.
That's the demon escaping.
But I think for me the most disappointing part, which was also cool, they should have spent the entire episode in the Sarlacc pit. You see what I'm saying? Like, he could have been going through the obstacle course. He ends up in this chamber, and then this, like, deeper levels of it, and then, like, oh, there's a bunch of acid, I gotta get away. And have your flashbacks to whatever, the Tusken Raider thing, I guess. And then eventually...
I was expecting a lot more in the Sarlacc pit, but I didn't expect a whole episode of it, I guess.
I mean, I just think it would have been cool, because that was where, emotionally, I was invested.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I mean, this is just cool. It's Star Wars, and then now we're back to the back to tank, which makes sense because he got injured so badly in the Sarlacc pit, and then like kind of burned himself alive with the flamethrower, I guess. But kind of, and now he wants to be a crime lord, so he's like this is his new chapter instead of being a mercenary or a bounty hunter, which he always was, and like the mystique is gone. But, I mean, I guess George Lucas ruined that in Episode 2 anyway, when he's a kid. And now he has the biggest backstory in the galaxy where all the clones are based off, like, look like him. Mm-hmm. So it's not that guy that was before the special editions, which is, he's no good to me, dead. Put Captain Solo in the cargo. That was cool. That was a cool Boba Fett. And then it was put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
I like Temuera Morrison.
And again, I'm not saying that I dislike him. He's great.
You just prefer the voice of the other guy. That was creepier. That voice was creepier. It had more gravitas to it.
There's a line in one of those books, the Bounty Hunter Wars, that I was reading as a kid. I don't think I finished the book because I don't read. But anyway,
nerd.
So it was a description. Boba Fett, it was in Slave 1, and he had some guy as a prisoner. And it was from the prisoner's point of view, and he was like, and then, the figure turned around and looked at me, and I don't know what's going on, behind that dark visor, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, that's mysterious. That's, man with no name stuff, and all this kind of jazz. But I mean, like I said, that was kind of taken away a long time ago when you did episode 2. And it's fine, so I get it. He doesn't want to be a bounty hunter anymore. He wants to be the crime lord. That's fine, and that's my rant, I guess.
The only part of it that I actually actively disliked was the fight scene with the ninjas when they all had the shields. It was slow, it was sloppy, it was like they got everybody and they just did it in one take. Like, that's what it felt like.
Which is weird, because I believe this first episode was directed by Robert Rodriguez, and he did Boba Fett's Return. He did that episode in Season 2. That was the one episode he directed. And that was great. It was a wonderfully choreographed fight scene.
And he was like, he's heavy and
he's punching and
he's like a force of nature. That's when he's getting his ass handed to him and he gets falling over.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so you take a step back, I guess, because the Sarlacc pit, he needs to go into the back to tank. Because, like, take me to the back to, because he's all injured now, but where are they going? I mean, like, I get it, but also it was like there was no energy.
All of that stuff.
Yeah, killed the one guy, but...
Yeah, but that was a horrible cut, too. That was like...
It was just bad. It was, yeah, you're right. It was bad. And then the chase scene, if it was animation, would have worked. The chase scene was just so mediocre.
I was less upset with the chase scene than I was with the with the fight scene. Because the chase scene, it was just parkour stuff.
Well, yeah, it's run over here, jump over a thing. And
honestly, it was cool when the parkour stuff started coming out in movies. Okay. Now everything does it. And
it's getting old. Now everybody does it. Yeah,
yeah. Like
everyone's like doing MMA moves, and it's like
the peak of parkour in movies, I think, was when they did it in which one was it? For Bond.
Well, Casino Royale.
Casino Royale, yeah.
Well, I think that was the first major film that actually used it. I'm not going to say first major film, but it was.
Yeah, it was the one that did it right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That was like the peak of it, and then everything was trying to imitate that afterwards, and it just...
Yeah, because you're right, because before that, I believe, was the District 13 stuff.
Yeah.
Where it was the French guys that really invented it, and I can't remember their names. Those are good movies. Go watch those movies. I don't own them.
Surprising, you own every movie known to man. It's a
good time.
Is that movie a good time to watch?
Very, very mediocre, but I did not dislike it. It was so... Here's the other thing, too. Let's talk about this real quick. Simplicity.
Yes.
So, simplicity... So, simple, stupid. Where it's... I gotta get from A to B, and it's gonna be done in the most simple form storytelling as possible that fits into a half hour.
I don't hold the fact that it was mediocre against it, because it's very obviously a small part of a larger whole, and this is definitely a mini-series, not a recurring series like The Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't dislike that it's not complicated. I like that it's just doing the action adventure Star Wars.
Yes.
It's not trying to preach to us and, be all weird and whatever.
With The Mandalorian, each episode could hold its own.
Yeah.
Each episode was its own serial story,
100%.
Beginning, middle, end. You could take one out of context and watch it and enjoy it. Mm-hmm. This was definitely, like I said, this was setting all the pieces for the chess game. And we're going to see where it goes from there. Yes, it had a beginning, middle, and end with the
it did, yeah.
The Tusken Raider stuff, the Sand Peoples. But it is definitely setting the stage for what's to come. And so I'm hopeful for it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it has massive potential.
As long as the fight scenes are better.
Yeah, that was a little bit rough. And like I said, I was surprised. Going back to Robert Rodriguez doing this one again, it was like... I don't know, where'd the planning go? I don't know, but I think Jon Favreau, he wrote the majority of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I think he may have wrote all of that, except for a couple episodes. I think he did write all of Season 1, with maybe one or two that he didn't write. Remember. And I think he wrote most of these, if not all of these as well. And I guess that's important to remember, this is a mini-series, right? We're not supposed to get a Season 2?
This is supposed to be just a mini-series, yeah. As far as I'm aware.
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Ahsoka show, or... I think Andor is going to be an ongoing show, though.
They're doing the same thing they're doing with Marvel.
Yeah. Put the graphic up of, all the shows.
We're going to end up getting sick of Star Wars, man.
The creature at the end was really, really cool.
Yes, it was. A little six-legged thing, and it was, like, grabbing and punching.
You know what it was? It was like a centaur.
Yes, it was like a centaur made of 2 lizards.
Yeah.
Instead of half man, half.
Yeah.
Instead of half man, half horse, it was half lizard, half lizard.
And it reminded me. But it was cool that they added a whole other dynamic to the Tatooine desert. There's not just Tusken Raiders and Krayt Dragons and Banthas.
Yeah.
There's I guess there is a lot more creatures than I realized. But now we have centaurs.
Hey, you're stupid.
Maybe, but definitely go watch this one and then join us next time when we review the second episode, which hopefully has a very good fight scene that I remember.
Bye.
See ya.